How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite aviation channel. Today we have a plane spotting video of various aircraft arrivals into Newark Liberty International Airport. Now physically I'm not actually at Newark to film this. I'm actually filming this from my grandparents' house in upstate New York, about 75 miles away. And the reason for me narrating this video is because each aircraft featured in this video is actually descending into Newark through around 7,500 or 8,000 feet. So you really can't hear the planes all that well. And therefore, to make the video a little less boring and a little more interesting, I figured I might as well narrate the video and give some brief information about each aircraft or flight featured in the video. So the first aircraft here, I got up at 6 a.m. for this. It's the longest nonstop flight currently served from Newark, 18 hours long, Singapore to Newark, of course, none other than Singapore Airlines Flight 22, operated by the A350 ULR. This is my first time seeing this flight in over 9 years. The last time I saw it was 2013. Back when it was operated by the A340-500. Really wish we could still have the 340s back, but you know, as time goes on, technology has improved and changed, and all the 340-500s have been retired, and that's just the way things go. Speaking of technology improving, I mean, right here we have a transatlantic flight operated by a narrow-body aircraft, which has been a thing for a while with the 757s, but with the 321s, not so much. But here we have the 321neo operating. It's about a 5 or 6 hour flight, so pretty doable for this aircraft, and that's what that is. And the next up is another transatlantic narrow-body flight, TAP Portugal A321neo from Lisbon. Pretty doable route for that aircraft, and you know that basically means they don't have to fly a 330 or something on that route. And they do actually fly the 330neo on a different flight from Lisbon, I think from Porto as well. But this is my first time actually seeing the TAP Neo, which is pretty cool. And next up here is a pretty special aircraft. I actually flew this particular plane from Chicago to Denver last year, and here it is coming in from Tokyo Narita as Flight 78. Now the clips that you're seeing in this video, they're actually not arranged in the order that I filmed them. I just arranged them in whatever order I thought would make sense, because I did film these on various days and times of days, you can probably tell. Now, if you've seen my Newark airport update that I uploaded a few weeks ago, you might remember that this particular flight gave me some difficulty pronouncing the city, Lot Polish Flight 17 from Rzeszów, Poland. This flight operates a few times a week. Some days they'll operate the Warsaw flight, that'll be featured later in the video, and other days they'll operate the service from Rzeszów and I think Krakow as well. Next up we have British Airways Flight 189 from London Heathrow. This is the second of 3 daily flights that BA currently has to Newark. The first one arrives earlier in the morning around like 11:45 a.m. This one arrives at about 6:45 p.m. And then we have the third flight, which arrives late at night, like 11 or 10:45 or so p.m. And all 3 flights are the 777-200ER. Next up is the Lufthansa A350-900 coming in from Munich as Flight 412. Beautiful golden hour lighting on this aircraft as it's arriving in around, I think, like 7:45 p.m. right as the sun is setting. And I am very glad it was the old livery, because these aircraft are actually getting very rapidly repainted into the new livery. I'm actually surprised how quickly they're repainting them, but it was really, really nice to see this one. Now here's a pretty cool catch. FrenchBee A350-900 coming in from Paris Orly, the secondary Paris airport. FrenchBee only flies to Newark, LA, and San Francisco in the US as far as I'm aware. So, I mean, we definitely don't get these in Chicago, so it was nice to see this. FrenchBee, their original name was actually French Blue, but they changed it to FrenchBee because JetBlue, I think, had some issues. They're like, your name is too similar to ours, so you better change it. So French Blue became FrenchBee. And another day later, we have some more aircraft to spot here in the morning. Around 11 a.m. is United Flight 957 coming in from Geneva, Switzerland. 767-300, one of many 767 flights into Newark. There's really not much I can say about this, other than it's a 767 and it's coming in from Geneva. And next up here is United Flight 31 coming in from Munich, Germany. This is actually one of the Pratt & Whitney 4000 powered 777s, and I've covered in a couple videos in the past on the channel. These aircraft were grounded, and you might know the reason why. But long story short, during the time they were grounded, a lot of these aircraft were actually repainted into the new livery, and this aircraft is a prime example of that. It was really nice to see this one. And here's another aircraft that I have flown on. On November 2645 uniform, I flew last year from Orlando to Chicago, 777-300ER, and here it is coming in from Brussels as flight 998. I always remember seeing this route operated by the 777-200ER. I'm not too sure when they upgauged it to a 333, but nonetheless, that was really cool to see. And here's a really cool catch. I was really happy to see this. United new livery 767-400 coming in from Paris, Charles de Gaulle, the main Paris airport, as flight 55. Already there's like a good number of these planes that have been repainted. I think half of the 764 fleet is in the new livery, which is really cool. This aircraft actually took a slight deviation, which brought it like directly overhead almost, as opposed to flying a little farther away. So that was really cool to see. And this flight also took a slight deviation, coming in almost directly overhead. Flight 316 from Dublin, operated by the new livery 757-200, or one of the new livery 757s. These planes have also been getting very quickly repainted, and I think that goes for the entire fleet, in fact. So it was really cool to see this. I think this is my first time seeing the new livery 757, so beautiful to see that. And another really cool catch here, the Lufthansa Retro livery 747-8 coming in from Frankfurt as flight 402. This is my first time in 6 years filming this, and believe it or not, the last time I caught this and filmed it was 2016 in this exact same location. And I actually have the video on my channel. I don't know if you want to watch it, but I have it linked up in the card if you want to check it out. So it was really cool to finally see the retro livery again. I've been wanting to see this for a very long time. And the shot isn't that great, especially with the lighting, but hopefully I'll get to see it again in Chicago someday. Now, believe it or not, I think this is the first time I've ever caught the new livery 777-300ER. I've only caught or filmed the old livery ones in the past. So really nice to see this one. It's coming in from Paris, Charles de Gaulle, as flight 56. I believe this is one of I think the second daily flight from Paris into Newark. I can't remember how many daily flights from Paris, Charles de Gaulle to Newark they have for United. I think it's just 2, but this is the second one that they have here. And the lighting isn't that great. The sun disappeared behind the clouds, but you know, it was really great to see this plane for the first time. Here's the Lot Polish 7879 coming in from Warsaw, which is of course the capital, and this is the main route that they serve from Newark. As I showed earlier in the video, they also serve Rzeszów, I think once or twice a week, and I can't remember if they currently serve Krakow, but if they do, it might be just once or twice a week. But Warsaw is the main flight. I think it's 4 or 5 times a week from Newark. And here's another Pratt & Whitney powered 777-200ER from United. This is actually their first ever 777-200ER that they got back in the late 90s, November 782 UA. And this is actually, while these aircraft were grounded, I don't know why, all the old livery ones now have a hybrid engine cowling. It's half new livery, half old livery. So you can see that on this one. I don't know what the reason for that is, but it's really unique to see that for sure. And here's my first time actually seeing the Iceland Air new livery here on the 737 MAX 8 coming in from Reykjavik. The livery itself is, I don't think it's that bad. I do prefer the old one, but this livery, it's not great, but I don't mind it a whole lot as well. But it was really nice to see this for the first time here in New York. Now, Ethiopian Airlines has quite a sizable US network, and I've seen them quite a few times in Chicago as well, but I was still very happy to have caught this flight here in New York. This is flight 508 coming in from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, with a stopover in Lome, Togo. The reason why they do the stopover is, I believe, to refuel, because Addis Ababa is a very high elevation airport, and as such, the aircraft wouldn't be able to take off in Addis Ababa if they fully fueled it and fully loaded it. It just wouldn't be able to take off because Addis Ababa is such a high elevation. So they fuel it partially in Addis Ababa, and then the remainder of the fuel comes on in Lome. And I believe it's just a fuel stop. You can't fly solely between Lome and Newark. And welcome to another day of plane spotting from my grandparents' house. To kick it off here, we have Austrian Airlines Flight 89 from Vienna. It's actually in a holding pattern right now, and you'll see the screenshot from Flight Radar 24 right now. I'm not too sure what the reason for the holding pattern was, because there really wasn't any issues in Newark at the time, but this aircraft was in a holding pattern for a good while actually, and here's the first loop or circuit it's doing right now, and it was really cool to see it flying pretty close to us. So there we go, it's banking and it's flying away, and here it comes again for another pass. It was really cool to see it. I could hear it pretty clearly as well. And I mean, I've seen Austrian many times in Chicago, obviously, but still, I mean, seeing them in Newark is pretty cool as well. And it's another airplane to add to the spotting video, so can't complain that much. So there we go. It's entering into it's just doing another circuit here, I guess. And let's just keep watching it do that. I don't know what else to say. Now this Kalitta 747 is actually not approaching Newark. It's actually on approach into Newburgh Stewart International Airport, which is about 20 or so miles away. It was really nice to see this because, you know, I don't see many Stewart arrivals from my grandparents' house, even though they live so close, but it was nice to see it for sure. And here's the United 787-10 coming in from Lisbon, Portugal. What else do I say? It's 787-10. It's coming in from Lisbon. That's really it. And just behind the 787-10 is the United 777-300ER coming in from Rome. Quite a few flights from Newark to Rome, especially during the summer because, you know, Italy is a really nice place to visit during the summertime. The weather is nice and all that. So earlier you saw the 777-200 coming in from Rome. That was a different flight number. And here's flight 41 from Rome. I believe that might be the second daily flight or something. I never really bothered to check. But there we go, 777-300 from Rome. And last but not least is the only nighttime arrival I decided to film during my stay at my grandparents' house. Turkish Airlines Flight 11 coming in from Istanbul, 787-9, relatively new flight actually. I think it started up last year, and I'm assuming Turkish decided to start this route because of the, you know, connectivity with United, them both being Star Alliance members, and Newark being a Star Alliance hub. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of this plane spotting video. I apologize that it wasn't up to the standard of my usual spotting videos, and I also apologize that my voice might have gotten pretty annoying, but I hope you enjoyed it regardless. You've probably never seen a plane spotting video like this before, which might be a good thing, it might be a bad thing, I don't really know. But thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more exciting videos coming out for the remainder of the summer. I have a lot of great stuff lined up for you all. And that's really it. Thank you so much. All feedback is welcome. Leave any feedback or anything you'd like to share in the comments below. I'd love to see that. And also subscribe if you're new to my channel. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you next time.